Let's make some cold coffee. I'm gonna do two different kinds, pumpkin spice, and I got this new smoked butterscotch to try. It smells so good. So I have these little, I call them cold brew systems. It's really just super basic. They are these 64-ounce mason jars. I ended up getting some from Walmart at some point and just needed to find a use for them, and came across people on TikTok who were making cold brew coffee in these big jars with the help of these filters that just go right in the jar, like so. And then these caps that work like a pitcher. So let's do it. So I don't typically measure. I usually just fill it like a third to half full with the coffee grounds, and then you just fill with water as high as you can get, because when you take the filter out, it ends up dropping the water level a little bit more, and then I just add a little bit of extra water, helps to sort of dilute it a little bit. So yeah, I'm gonna go, I'll pull this out and just hopefully you can see a little bit. So it's right about here. It's close to half full. Um, Kind of depends on how strong you want it to be, so it's really up to you, like I said, how full you want to make it. But I'm gonna go with a little under half on this one today. And same with this one, you can see I'm right around half, a little under. Right. So I typically fill it with bottled water. If you've got great filtered water, that's great. This is just the easiest way for me to do it, given how our water is straight out of the tap. So uh, you'll see it coming out of the filter a little bit, and you'll see it start to pop up onto the screen in a second. You can see it starts out really light, and the longer it sits, the darker it gets, obviously. So I've got it pretty much the whole way full, and there's still some water like in the grounds in the filter. So it's going to work its way down and it'll continue to fill a tiny bit. And then once you pull that out, like I said, you'll have um, a pretty good dip in your water level. But I usually add some extra water just to cut down on that heftiness of the caffeine and the flavor and all that. It's actually kind of common practice. So yeah, I would say just add a little water to cut it after you're done. And I'll do this one too. So these are both full, and I'll let them sit for probably a day, maybe two, sort of depends on if I remember to change it out, if I don't. But yes, you want to let it sit for at least 12 hours. I usually push it more towards the 24 mark just to let it brew up a little better. But yeah, so this will need to sit. It's not ready to go. Obviously, it's going to get a lot darker, and I'll show you what that looks like when it's done. But yeah, so that's as simple as it is. You pour the grounds in the filter, you pour the water in through the top of the filter, and you let it sit for a little while. And then I just let it sit with the filter, the pitcher cap on it, and just on my counter. And I will be back when it's ready.
All right, so we're about 24 hours later. I did let these sit out overnight on the counter, and as you can see, the colors have gotten so much darker. I'm going to go ahead and pull the filters out, and you can see the water level drops a good bit. So once that is drained out and I get the excess liquid out of the filters, I grab my water bottle and just fill it right back up to the top. As with all cold brew, a little bit goes a long way, so these 2 jugs of cold brew are going to last me quite a while. I hope you found something helpful.